Good morning, everyone. Jenny with Lipgloss and Aftershave kicking off the virtual skincare festival. Today is Sunday, March 29th, and we have the most amazing woman to kick off our festival. Barry, would you like to introduce the woman of the hour?
Our first session is
What happened to Bear?
Yeah, I thought that I got scared. That was me.
Okay, well, our first session is with Miss Victoria Tabak from Nature Pure Labs. And Victoria, tell us the name of your session because I have it right here, but it's a long one and it's a good one. So tell us what you're going to be talking about.
So I'm going to be talking about menopausal skin changes and a natural alternative to hormone replacement for anything that has to do with skin changes and menopause, regardless if it is pre-menopause, menopause, or post-menopause. So that's going to be the main topic. So let me just make sure. Okay, perfect. So first thing is I just want to thank everybody and express how grateful I am to be here with everybody. It's been a lot of unprecedented changes that we've been flooded with, and as change goes, it's usually unexpected and out of the blue. And I don't know about you guys. I know on social media you see I'm smiling, I'm laughing, I'm dancing. You get the best of it all, but behind the scenes, we are all. I want to emphasize how important it is to allow ourselves to give ourselves permission to have the meltdowns, because I have them and it's okay. And I think that it is so important to be positive in the face of all of this that's going on, because at the end of the day, whatever it is, it's an opportunity to allow us to become stronger. I don't know if you can hear the background noise. Yes, my three boys I love my kids to death, but I never imagined that I would go from, having just to think about during the day how to build my company, how to be 100% there for my business, to becoming a homeschooling mom. That's my work day now, with the exception of running away for like 10 minutes here and there. I'm with my kids all day, and it's something so foreign to me because I would always say I'm not the stay-at-home kind of mom. No way. I love my kids to death, but I have my forte. But here we are, and I think that it's so important not to beat ourselves up when we're facing new territory. I think it's an opportunity for us to learn something new, to strengthen our skills. And once all of this passes, because as the saying goes, this too shall pass, it will give us an opportunity to implement all that we have allowed for or brought into our life to become stronger after all of this. So, and on that note, I'm really excited to teach you guys today about one of my big time areas of expertise, and that's menopausal skin changes. And I wrote an article a few years back, which is really, really detailed, just to talk about all of the content in there. It would probably be like a 3-hour class, but for anyone who's interested, you can access that article today. But in our whatever it is, 40-minute time frame, we're going to go over the main pieces of golden nuggets of understanding what is actually going on with the skin when somebody is approaching that premenopause, menopause, or postmenopausal phase of their life. And the first thing that I want to mention, just to set the ground for anybody who is either in that phase or maybe has that target market that they want to work with, because it is very niche-y, but there's so much need for it. And really, I'll go into why there's no other solution like this than the treatment that I'm going to be introducing to you. And that is whether it's because of stress, which we know stress is a whole other conversation, but maybe it's our diet, and maybe it's the environment. There's so many different factors, but women are going into menopause today sooner. Welcome back, Barry. Women are going into menopause earlier than they ever have before, and that's not even going into the different factors of, you know, like health conditions that force a woman's body into menopause. And there's also another side of the conversation which we won't go into today, but just to touch upon it for our gentlemen. But there is also something known as andropause, a little bit different in terms of the whole biological process, but there's a lot of changes that go on for men as well, related to the balance of the hormones from within that cause skin to behave a certain way and age at an accelerated, almost exponential kind of rate. So I'm going to take you guys over to my slide. Okay, can everybody, I think everybody can see my slide, yes, because I see, okay, perfect. So let's first begin by going into what is actually going on with the skin. So as I always go over in every single class I teach pertaining to aging, age management, age reversing, it is absolutely essential that we understand and we convey to our clients that aging is an absolutely normal process. We are all aging, and our forte, or our kind of magic tricks, is to slow that process. So we're going to go into a few different things that are going on with the skin as the skin matures. And these are some things that can also be going on for somebody who is in the younger years as well. But overall, we know that as skin matures, it tends to become dry or dehydrated. And there's two different kinds of dry skin differences. I'm not going to go into it too much, but if a client comes to us and we see that they're dry, there's a difference if they're water dry or oil dry. Obviously, if they're water dry, we just tell them drink more water. But in the case of somebody who is premenopausal and so on, it is likely that they are also significantly oil dry, dehydrated, because again, that slowdown, the skin is not able to lubricate or re-moisturize itself because of the hormonal balance. We know that we start to see those fine lines and wrinkles develop, the crow's feet, the nasolabial lines. The skin just overall starts to look sallow and dull. It's not as thick. Skin becomes thinner over time. Pigmentation develops. So all these different things that we see happening to the skin. And one of the reasons that I do start with this is also to set the background of, so you know what the treatment is working to improve and remedy and reverse. So what is specifically happening to that premenopausal, menopausal skin? There is a rapid decline of estrogen in the body. And this decline of the estrogen levels, it causes an imbalance within the body. Because the estrogens are decreasing or slowing down, this slows down all of the other processes. So this includes how well the skin can regenerate its collagen and elastin, which then directly affects skin elasticity and firmness. How well, so hyaluronic acid, for example, which is something that is naturally occurring in the periphery of our skin, but that too declines. Everything, the fibers, everything that is naturally in great healthy kind of youthful state begins to rapidly decline. And the sketch on the right, just to give you a visual, so visualize that normally so a person's skin ages over this kind of progression of, let's say, around 30s. You'll also sometimes have the clients that are like, oh my gosh, I woke up and my skin aged overnight, which we, of course, as professionals know this is not quite the case. But it's really important to understand that as a woman starts to hit that premenopausal, menopausal phase, what she will start to see is that her skin ages more in that, let's say, 5-year period than it does over like 3 decades. So the amount that it will take for the skin to start to show signs of aging can be, let's say, 30, 35 years. But once that menopausal, my kids are playing, sorry about that. Once the woman starts to hit that, is that disrupting? I'm sorry. Jen, no, okay, I'm gonna ignore that. Once a woman starts to hit that menopausal phase, the changes become exponential. So, and anything that's exponential is what causes that very rapid, short period aging, which the lines start to develop very quickly. And besides for the actual visual appearance, this is a time that is very trying on a woman, because there's a lot of things going on for her also emotionally and psychologically that she has to deal with as well. So we as professionals are not only able to offer them a natural solution, which is why I say it is a natural alternative to, for example, hormone replacement, which has a lot of its own side effects, but it also offers them an opportunity to start to feel good about themselves as well, as far as the appearance of their skin. So what exactly is the superstar and this essentially unique kind of approach to treating menopausal skin? And that is phytohormones. And specifically, what are phytohormones? They are plant hormones. They are essentially chemical compounds that exist in plants. So once again, oh, Mother Nature to our rescue. They have human hormone-like effect, but they are not actual hormones, but they are effective enough to trick and manipulate the hormone receptors. And I'll go specifically into explaining how the receptors work in a couple of slides. I'm also going to keep an eye on the time, but specifically just to kind of get that out there as well, the superstar phytohormones in the treatment, which is our patented technology, they are grown in the Midwest, and they are 100% non-genetically modified, non-GMO. And why I emphasize that is because over the years, there was a lot of different misinformation, and I'm quite bold to say that because I think we've earned the right. We have all of the research that has come out about soy in the last 10 plus years, and all of the not opinion-based, but science-backed research proves that soy, non-genetically modified, specifically, I do emphasize that because that is where that intricacy allowed for the misinformation to come out, but soy is so beneficial and so healthy for us, and it is not an actual hormone, which is why it, on top of its adaptogenic abilities, which I'll touch upon in a little bit further in our class, but in our training, but it is amazing for our wellness. And specifically, I also wanted to bring attention to the Asian population living in Asia. They are one of the healthiest people of the world, and they are known to have the slowest rate of skin aging. And, you know, just to kind of say it as it is, if any of the misinformation that ever came out about soy was ever factual, that it has, you know, these negative effects or anything else like that, please consider half of the Asian population, if not more, would have already become extinct. But actually, they live longer, they are healthier, and they age much, much slower than any other culture in the world. So just to kind of put it out there, I know that I always get a question about this in class, so wanted to touch upon that as well. So specifically, I haven't even mentioned soy, but you can see in the picture on the right soy. So obviously I'm talking about the phytohormones derived from soy isoflavones. And how does it actually work? So now let's take a look at how the body works. So in our body, we have hormone receptors and we have hormones. And the best way to create a visual for you is to actually visualize a lock and a key. Imagine for the lock to be your hormone receptor and your key to be the hormone itself. In youthful skin, or when everything is healthy and in balance, there's a constant flow of key to lock activation, key to lock activation, key to lock, or hormone to receptor activation. So imagine almost like a puzzle or a key to lock. So as we mentioned before, as a woman matures, or if there was any other factors that catapult her into menopause, the keys or the hormones begin to rapidly decline. So we start to see the estrogen levels dramatically decreasing, but the amount of receptors actually always remains the same. So what begins to happen? You start to have a whole bunch of locks or receptors that are not being filled or activated by the keys because there is an insufficient amount of keys. So what begins to happen is the development of a biological lag. So everything begins to slow down with the decrease of the estrogen or the keys. And with that, the rapid skin aging, the fine lines and wrinkles developing faster, just skin starting to look older, I guess, to simplify it all. And this is a process that begins to exponentially build on itself if uninterrupted. So from a medical side, you know, depending on what's going on for the client, an invasive or foreign option would be hormone replacement. But here's the beauty of the treatment. So if the only concerns of the client are that it's the skin changes, the patented technology offers a natural alternative. So this is great because you're able to remedy, though a slower process, it is natural, and it allows to remedy the skin changes that are happening directly because of the decline in the levels of keys or estrogens. So I had to plug this in, and no, this was not created after the quarantine with too much time on the hands. This was actually created beforehand by my very creative dad, who is one of the two creators of the patented technology. But this is such a funny story. When he sent this to me, he laid out little soybeans and all of that, and you know, I just cut out the background. But this is the chemical structure of the complex that is derived from the patented technology, which allows for the hormone receptors to activate without any foreign hormones being entered into the body. So with that, the patented technology, specifically, if you're interested to learn more, we have more information, a link about it on the website. But this is really, it's something so special because it's made a difference to so many women, women that essentially were considering doing hormone replacement only because of their skin changes, and they didn't want to do it. And this allowed them to not have to take that approach. If there are other reasons, then of course, always you consult with your doctor, medical professional. But we are so proud of this patent. This is something that we were able to introduce as a solution for women, which previously was not available. And this is a patent that my dad and another brilliant scientist who's a professor at Yale University worked on for over 7 years. So literally sweat, tears, and blood. I don't know about that, but just to kind of, you know, so here it is. How does it actually work? So this is the chemical structure of what I actually just showed you in the soybean. So if you look at the chemical structure of real estrogen, and you look at the chemical structure of genistein, and genistein is the heart of what is derived once the soy isoflavones go through that technology. The end product of that is genistein, and you can only acquire that through my dad's patented technology. But you know, just and that's another thing I just want to touch upon. Just soy wouldn't, it would be, you know, to be a little bit rough around the edges in explaining it, but it would almost be like putting butter on your skin. Our skin does not have the capacity to allow for ingredients to penetrate, to allow you to better understand how it actually works. Our stomachs have natural ability to hydrolyze ingredients and break them down so then our body can get nutrients. Our skin, which is why it is so important that the formulations, every single formulation that we create, it's a really, really advanced technology, which is a kind of, that's the art form of allowing it both to work topically, but so that the skin can actually get the benefits from an epidermal level as well. That's where the delivery system and all of that comes into play. But why am I going into that? The reason I'm going into that is because if soy is applied to the skin topically, it will have absolutely no effect at all. In order for soy to be effective on the skin, it must be hydrolyzed. And the only way to hydrolyze it is through my father's patented technology. Otherwise, the molecule is too large. And not to get too into the science lesson here, but what happens during the hydrolysis process is there's a large sugar chain, and once it goes through hydrolysis process, it breaks off that sugar chain, significantly decreasing the size, the molecular size, which then allows for it to penetrate epidermally. So in a nutshell, something that, you know, is a whole separate science lesson. But going back to genistein up here, if you look at the chemical structure of real estrogen and you look at the chemical structure of genistein, it is very, very similar, especially right here, this lower left quadrant. This lower left quadrant is kind of the boom, wow factor to the hormone receptors. When the skin and the hormone receptors recognize this part of the genistein, they're like, oh wait, this feels very familiar. We recognize this, and the estrogen hormone receptors begin to respond and activate. But again, without ever introducing an actual hormone into the body. But you want to remember, which is key, every single cell in our body, it has a memory. By activating cellular memory, you can get the skin to behave as it did when it was younger. So when I say our patented technology literally is mind-blowing, you know, it truly is one of the most greatest skin advancements in skincare, probably, you know, in the last 10 years, 7 to 10 years, while this technology was being developed in, you know, behind the scenes. But this literally tricks the hormone receptors and activates cellular memory and allows for the skin to behave as it did when it was younger. And with that comes skin can better regenerate its collagen and elastin. Everything that the skin did when it was younger, it is now able to do, but it is so important consistency. The treatment itself, it's recommended that clients come in for a treatment session once every 2 to 3 weeks. The home care, I do not say recommended home care, it is prescribed home care. And I always kind of put it in perspective. If a doctor prescribes hormone replacement, it's not like, oh, you know, maybe I'm okay with like skipping here and there. It is essential that the skin gets its necessary daily reinforcement dose, because again, it's a natural holistic approach. So it takes much more kind of patience with it, but it is healthy and it is natural, and there's nothing invasive to the skin or the body. It's just consistency. Consistency is key. And the home care, the primary prescribed home care, consists of 3 products, which I'll show you guys in a few slides. The treatment itself, and it does include a protocol. Literally, you just follow step by step. There's a few different variants you can incorporate depending on if you want to incorporate a few other modalities. But the key is that you do not take anything out. You can add things to the protocol, but you cannot take anything out, because every single step I crafted to make sure that the skin can get its maximum dose of all that is necessary to get the cumulative result, but also that immediate post-treatment wow effect as well, because we don't want our clients just to have the build on result. We also want them to come out of that treatment wowed and excited by the immediate results that they see as well. Instant gratification is really important in everything that we do as professionals. Also, before I move to the next slide, this is a whole other topic, but just to touch upon it, because it does have to do with the patented technology, and that is the fact that the genistein, it's remarkable in the fact that it has adaptogenic abilities. So what does that mean? So it just knows what is going on internally with the hormonal balance. So if the skin is experiencing decline in estrogen, the genistein knows to stimulate estrogen receptors, okay, tricking that process. If it's the other spectrum, whereas say hormone-related acne or adult acne, which that can be a concern for that same client base, then the way that the genistein works, and again, it's mind-blowing how amazing Mother Nature is to us and how many amazing things there are for us to take advantage of in nature. But if it's that there's hormone-related acne or something pertaining to, again, adult acne, the genistein knows how it needs to behave. That's where its adaptogenic ability comes in. It actually blocks androgen receptors. So hormone-related acne is a result of overactive male hormone or androgens. So this is why we have the Soy Beauty treatment collection, and we have the Soy Doctor. The Soy Doctor would be the side of the overactive androgens. So instead of stimulating estrogen receptors, it would actually work to block androgen receptors. And again, there's a whole training revolving around acne. But if say you have a client who is both menopausal and is also breaking out, you would just modify one step in the treatment, and you would modify their home care. But questions that come up about that, we'll go over if you have additional questions on that. So going back to specifically what's up with that patented complex. So first of all, you have the phytoestrogen, which is the genistein derived from soy isoflavones. And just to kind of give you a visual, it's so cool. Once it does actually go through that hydrolysis process, the genistein actually, it looks like a thick, like darkish brown syrup. And the products, they're very colorful, and there's no artificial coloring or fragrance in anything. The colors are from the actual extracts or berries or whatever else that's in there. So the Soy Beauty, Soy Doctor products have almost like this very, very, very light latte color, and that's because the isoflavones combined plus with the HIPAA-5 berries, which are naturally orangish red. So that's just a side note, which is really cool. The complex is also really, really high in phytosterols and phospholipids. In a nutshell, what that is beneficial for is that it allows for the skin to also help itself against external factors. So it helps build cellular immunity, so the skin can just better support itself in the face of the environment, or any other factors as well. It's high in saponins as well, which has its own conditioning benefits, but it also works as a natural emulsifier. So it allows for also better penetration and carrier of other ingredients as well. So every single formula is designed in a way that it has an impeccable delivery system. So besides the fact that the genistein itself is hydrolyzed through the patented technology, there are also other ingredients in there that work as carriers or vehicles to carry the other ingredients deeper into the epidermis as well. And the treatment itself, there are the original protocol, I incorporated microneedling in it for the reason to allow for immediate epidermal penetration through the action of microneedling, then to allow the product's own delivery system to work their way down deeper into the lower layers. But I always get questions, well, from state to state, there's different regulations. The treatment does not need to be done with any other modalities. The treatment, the ingredients, the products, they do their job. It is up to you which modalities you want to incorporate. This is the way that I've been teaching it, just because this allows for an enhanced, immediate, visible result, but it does not need to be incorporated. So when you get the protocol, you'll see there's microneedling. If you want to nano infuse it instead, if you want to incorporate other modalities like a light therapy, microcurrent, or anything else like that, there are different spots in the protocol where you can incorporate it. But I do want to emphasize that the treatment is standalone. It is very, very advanced. Every single formula, the story of how skincare in general has become so significantly advanced is another conversation. But again, going back to every formula is created in a way that allows for its highest percentage efficacy of every single ingredient and concentration that is in there. So the second phytohormone superstar in the treatment is diostinine, and the diostinine is derived from wild yam. And the way that genistein is comparable to estrogen, diostinine would be comparable to progesterone. Why is this really important and great for menopausal skin? And this goes back to our original slide where we spoke about that skin naturally becomes drier and dehydrated, specifically well dehydrated, which isn't as easy to remedy. And diostinine gently, naturally, again, without anything invasive into the body, stimulates sebaceous gland activity. By stimulating sebaceous gland activity, the sebaceous glands or oil glands are able to better regenerate or produce sebum or oil for the skin. This enhances and improves the skin's self-lubricating ability, so the skin can not only depend on external topical kind of treatment to moisturize or hydrate itself, but it can also better generate its own moisturizing ability as well, in a nutshell. There's a couple of other actives in the treatment that enhance the result. I'm just going to briefly touch upon it because I want to give us enough time to actually look at every step in the treatment. But there are several steps in the treatment that provide lycopene. And lycopene is just a powerful antioxidant. It has 18 different minerals and vitamins, super powerful oxidant properties to fight off cell damaging free radicals. And I actually, I don't remember if I put it out, I may have not edited it yet, but I'm gonna have a video, if it's not up yet, I don't think it's up, but anyway, getting sidetracked here, specifically talking about tomatoes and lycopene, also its wellness benefits. It's just an amazing age preventative ingredient. And on a side note, tomatoes are extremely good, especially for men. Many studies have, particularly one from Harvard, I can't remember off the top of my head what was the study, but it revealed that it significantly works as a preventative against prostate cancer for men, but getting sidetracked there. stem cells, specifically in the treatment, it's the alpine rose stem cells. And besides for their natural UV guarding abilities and all of that, the way that they work is that they actually also repair skin on a deeper DNA repairing kind of way, similar as hippophile berries, but not. And the way that they work is that they scavenge out where there are damages internally. So every single one of our cells, it's made up of DNA. So if you can visualize right there for you, a little DNA spiral. And the way that the plant stem cells work is, again, it's a human stem cell like ability, but it's plant-based. I'm telling you guys, Mother Nature is just so unbelievably good to us. But when you apply when the plant stem cells are introduced to the skin, they begin to scavenge out where there are damages on that DNA spiral. Then they attach themselves to that damaged part of the DNA spiral, and they begin to replicate the healthy part of the cell, hence regenerating skin on a deeper cellular level. And this is very, very simplified, but just to kind of give you an overview. So this is just one before and after. You probably have seen this in like everywhere, but Heidi specifically, she is also a breast cancer survivor, and this is just after one treatment. And you know, I'll give you a little glimpse into the treatment protocol. You'll be able, anybody who needs the protocol, you know, you'll have a treatment protocol provided for you. You'll have access to the training video, but this was one treatment. And I always get a question in class, why is she redder on the left than on the right? She was actually having a hot flash before we began the treatment. And this always brings up a question, which I touched upon in the beginning. No, it does not help with hot flashes or the other symptoms, but anything that has to do with skin aging, the treatment works gently and subtly with the body to repair the skin. And this is what I was saying, that you do get that instant gratification. The skin just looks plump and beautiful. The fine lines are virtually gone by the end of the treatment. The deeper lines are significantly less deep, and you can see around the eyes, around the mouth, everything. I mean, this was just one treatment, and then from there the client begins the daily home care, which they use every day. Their steps that they use in the morning, and it's just 3 products for home care basic. It would still not include like a cleanser, toner, all of that, but those 3 are what is critical and essential for the daily prescribed dose. This is somebody who is already post-menopausal, and this is, again, one treatment before and after. And I do go over the one treatment before and after just to kind of show you what you can expect from one treatment, but it's long-term. I can't emphasize enough how important it is long-term result, because one treatment is great, but we want our clients to have that like hold on to the result and just kind of, I call it first the shock effect from the first initial treatment, and then from there you build on cumulatively, so that it's not just the initial result, but you can build into holding that result longer and longer and longer with each session and with each home care. And each time the client comes in for their next session, you've already moved up their baseline through their daily home care use. And this is the same client, just the full face. You can see the depth. So this is my infamous case study, which I'm so honored. It was so rewarding. It was just so unbelievably rewarding, not just because obviously with every treatment session and just doing the treatment itself, it is so gratifying. With every single step of the treatment, you see the skin transforming, which is why in a class it's awesome, because you actually see me do every single step of the treatment, but you literally see your client transforming in every way, the way they feel. Like I said before, it is a very trying period for a woman when she hits that phase in her life. There's a lot of changes. She's not feeling so well, hot flashes and all these different things, and the skin is not behaving the way that she's used to. So you literally give your clients an opportunity to change their life, to change their perspective, and look amazing naturally in the process, because this truly offers, it's something that is holistic. Obviously, holistic meaning there are other factors at play, but the treatment does what it's supposed to do. And literally, this was week 1 and this was week 8. No, there was no surgery. I always get a question. It was just the treatment protocol, the home care, and I also incorporated into the case study the My Skin Buddy light therapy, which was used to boost the results. So the treatment itself, the starter treatment bundle includes everything you need to do the treatment, and the starter bundle includes yields approximately up to 40 to 43 treatment sessions. I'm not going to go into the pricing just because it's exclusively for professionals who are here with us for the training, but you will be able to take advantage of our training deal. And again, everything is included with the treatment. The home care consists of the 3 products. So this is the basic 3 products that are absolutely a must for home care. The eye product, which is over here on the right, the client uses every day, morning and night, a teardrop to a pea-sized amount, and they use it on their entire surrounding eye area, not just under and by the crow's feet, but actually the upper eyelid as well. The serum is used every morning before they use the treatment cream or complex and sun protection, which this already kind of has to do with recommending based on what the client's skin needs, and also so that I always get questions. You have so many different products. I believe I'm at like 102 SKUs, and the reason is that because I don't want skin to develop an immunity where it stops responding. I want the skin to continuously respond. So this gives you an option, whether you're going with the just exclusively tomato collection, or the blackcurrant collection, or the stem cell, or just exclusively the Hippophaia berry collection. Throughout the year and seasonally, you can adjust the treatment complex or the cleanser. There's a lot of different factors that you can adjust seasonally so that the skin continues to respond and respond and respond. And so that although aging is natural, so we can slow it down dramatically. So the serum, again, going back to the serum they're using every morning, and then the anti-wrinkle face refiner, which is the cream here on the left, they're using that as their nighttime. So you might want to incorporate a different nighttime serum, but again, these are already very specific intricacies that I'm not going to go into specifically on our training session today. So this, and by the way, these are before and afters, courtesy of a very, very dear friend out in Beverly Hills. So she's been an esthetician already for over 40 years, but these were her clients' photos, and she's a pretty big deal out there. She's done elite modeling agency models for many years. She's got celebrities under her belt. So but above all, she's just such an amazing human being. But anyway, getting sidetracked there. These are her clients before and afters. Her client was using religiously exactly as Darlene prescribed for her, the home care, and then of course she was doing the treatment, incorporating all of the other things as well. She did incorporate other modalities into the protocol for the experience and for the enhancement. But like I said, most importantly, with that protocol, you do not take anything out. You can add, and you can ask me where and what you want to add, but you do not take anything out. Every single step is critical and essential to allow for the skin to get the necessary dose of all of the actives that are in their appropriate concentrations. So let's quickly do a run through of the products in the protocol itself. So the first step of the treatment is the cleansing soy milk, and absolutely with all of the nature pure cleansers, you always do a double cleanse. first you cleanse to actually cleanse the skin, and the second cleanse you do to actually begin to infuse the ingredients that are in the cleanser. We specifically don't have just one basic cleanser because every cleanser is intended to kind of introduce the actives and their concentrations to the skin, prepping and allowing the skin to build on. Every single step builds and kind of paves the way for the next step to boost and enhance the overall end result. So the cleansing soy milk, and again, just to go back to any of the aromas or coloring in the products, they are from the actual extracts or herbs or berries that are in the products. And all of the products are and certified cruelty-free. Most of them are gluten-free, and many of the products are vegan as well. So just to kind of touch upon that as well, because I didn't get into the background too much of the company. But with the cleansing soy milk, you have a combination of both soothing, but at the same time gently stimulating ingredients. So the Hippophaia berry oil, which is in 85% of my formulations to begin with, but it is so abundant. I mean, it's omega-3, omega-6, omega-9, beta-carotene, vitamin A, vitamin E. When they work together, just naturally create a UV guarding kind of benefit. Tartaric acid, malic acid, quinaic acid. I mean, like, I say this over and over again, but literally you need an entire basket of like fruits and vegetables of what you're getting just from these little Hippophaia berries. And our Hippophaia berries are Canada grown, so that's where the oil is coming from. So you're getting a lot of anti-inflammatory soothing action, and then again, you're introducing that first dose of the patented soy beauty complex to the skin. The alcohol-free freshener is very gentle tonic. All of the products, by the way, do smell amazing just because of the kind of herbal, botanical composition, but you're getting so much benefit out of it. So this helps balance everything. You're getting additionally like the stimulating antiseptic properties, and it's also playing with the pH. With this protocol, there is a play on pH, and I'll explain what I mean. So right now I'm going over the products, but it's not in the exact order of the protocol because the peel would actually come next, just to go into it. And I'll give you a little glimpse into the protocol once we start to wrap up. So the Alp Rose stem cells, 40% glycolic peel, that's the one with the Alpine Rose stem cells. And this is just a really kind of designer strategically created peel where, yes, it is 40% glycolic peel, but it doesn't feel as harsh because there's so many soothing and calming botanicals and the anti-inflammatory ingredients that in there that help balance it. So yes, it is a peel. It doesn't feel as harsh, and specifically in this protocol, this is a peel which is in several of our other rock star protocols. In this particular protocol, you do not neutralize it, okay? Whereas in our Out with the Old and with the New botanical designer peel protocol, you would neutralize and you'd layer it and all that jazz. But in this particular protocol, one layer and you do not neutralize. And again, I'm explaining to you, but you will have access to a step-by-step, I believe it's like 15-minute long training video where you actually can see me do the treatment and talk about every single step in the treatment. And besides for the fact that through the 40% peeling action, you're immediately infusing the nice concentration of Alpine Rose stem cells that are in there. You're getting very nice balance of other ingredients that are working to brighten through the licorice root and arginine, for example, which has the tyrosinase inhibiting action or pigment inhibiting, so helps to brighten pigmentation. Shiitake mushroom, which is brightening and astringent. St. John's wort, panthenol, very high in vitamin B, whereas women, when we're experiencing a lot of stress, our bodies deplete very high and rapid amounts of vitamin B. So you're getting a lot of other action from this 5-minute step. The Diopin Wrinkle Diffusing Serum. This is the serum that introduces the diosgenine into the skin at the same time, which is, by the way, our second phytohormone. And at the same time, you're introducing the lycopene, the gotu kola. So you can see the ingredients, alpha bezabilol, which is a really great ingredient, also working as a delivery system, so as a carrier to enhance penetration, the ginseng. So lots of different ingredients at play here. And this is serum in the protocol. You'll see where to use it in the protocol for home care. This is a serum that has both age reversing and age preventative qualities. The wrinkle repair serum is exclusively for somebody who has already, who's menopausal or pre or post-menopausal, or is looking for reversing visible signs of aging. The Diopin Wrinkle Diffusing Serum is awesome for a great age preventative aspect as well. So like the wrinkle repair serum, I wouldn't recommend to someone unless they already are at that age reversing phase. The Diopin can be recommended as a preventative as well. And this is the serum that's used in protocol right before, if you're going to microneedle or nano infuse, which again, you can see that in the training video. The wrinkle repair serum, that is the serum, one of the 3 mandatory prescribed home care products. And this is the serum that would come next in the treatment protocol. This has the absolute highest concentration of the patented ingredient. Also, we mentioned before that with all of the other processes in the skin, the hyaluronic acid naturally decreases in the skin. The serum itself and the treatment overall has a very nice high concentration of hyaluronic acid, so it is able to improve that humectant or topical conditioning property. And one of the reasons that I created the protocol and did the training video with the microneedling is also to go into those larger ingredients that typically only work topically, such as hyaluronic acid. It's a very large molecule. It's a molecule that can hold 1,000 times its own weight. So that's all that topical hydration. But with microneedling, for example, you're actually able to create a channel for it to penetrate epidermally, so allowing that ingredient not only to work topically, but also epidermally as well. So that additional plumping action. The serum is also very high in ceramides and milk proteins. So many amazing ingredients that, again, they're working for not just age reversing, but every single formula is designed in a holistic way that it also works to improve overall skin wellness from the outside in.
Victoria.
Yes.
I just wanted to pop in to let you know you've got about 5 minutes left. And we did have a few questions come in through the chat box in the Q&A box that I want to ensure you see once you're done with your presentation, just so you can answer those, okay?
Perfect. Yes, thank you, Jenny. So I'll do a quick run through the rest of the products that are in the treatment protocol. The Botanicort complex is the soothing anti-inflammatory. If there's any irritation or eczema, it calms the skin. It is the absolute rescue 911 product for any kind of redness. This guarantees that your client will never leave with any kind of skin redness. It's also great for home care for clients that have eczema, but in the treatment, particularly after the peel, and if you're doing microneedling or anything like that, I use it after extraction. Anything that causes the skin to become red, even after waxing, this is the Rescue 911 to make sure that the skin is calm. At the same time, it has the organic hemp seed oil in there and a nice high concentration of hippophaia berries. The anti-wrinkle eye age perfector, this is the eye treatment of the protocol, very highly concentrated. And again, this is one of the 3 home care, and this is the eye treatment in the treatment protocol. AG Antidote Complex introduces the next dose of the diosgenine, lycopene. Again, it's hydrating, plumping, nourishing. So you're getting a lot of different actions, and it works to boost skin immunity as well. The HIPAA hydration balm is what allows for the protecting of the skin post-treatment, but at the same time, the compilation of ingredients in there also work as powerful delivery system ingredients. So everything under it just carries all of the ingredients deeper into the skin. And the treatment is finished with the Soy Doctor Ultralight Moisture Screen SPF 30, which just won Best Moisturizing Sun Protection Product of the Year, which is very exciting. And you can learn more about each product outside of this training, but just to kind of give you an overview as we're starting to run out of time. The treatment package includes two options, either without the microneedling kit, starter treatment kit, or with the microneedling kit. And the CIT microneedling roller, it's 9 to 540 microneedles, medical grade stainless surgical steel, and the point of it is a diamond shape, which is comparable to mosquito bites. So just to kind of give you a little bit of info about that. I mentioned before the treatment is recommended once every 2 to 3 weeks. Home care must be used every day, twice a day, at least once a day, but twice a day. These are just some tips that work really, really well for spas who are offering the treatment. Take your own before and afters, put them in your waiting room. There's nothing greater than having your clients coming in, seeing their friends, their family members. Oh my gosh, she did that. You know, I want to do that too. So, and you have complete and full access to the training video. It's dissolve, get rid of wrinkles and visibly reverse menopausal skin changes. So this is the training video that is available to you online. So, and just to wrap up, this is the treatment protocol. You can have access to it, and this is what the introductory kit looks like. So I think we are all set with time. I'm going to go into the chat box right now. I'm excited to answer any questions. Let's see. All of the products. Does the home care products come in a bundle or travel size? So the products do come in a bundle, and you will have access to all of those great deals. There's an exclusive link, which is not public. Again, it's just for everyone who attended the training today, and it will show you the special pricing. Plus, you get a gift with your purchase, which is the detoxifying mud mask, which is amazing. I see, oh, this is so cool. I see Lynn raised her hand.
Victoria, I hate to cut you off, but
yes,
as we embrace this new world of technology,
yes,
with Zoom, it's only letting me do one meeting back to back. So
okay,
I have an 11 o'clock starting.
Yes.
If anyone has questions, do you want them to email you?
Yes. So yes, with any questions, please email me to Victoria, or you know what, let me give you, yes, VICTORIA, Victoria T, like tabak, at naturepure.com. So I'll stay on top, so I can answer you directly. I can also email you the treatment protocol, the link to the training video, and the deal for the treatment bundle and for the home care, which is a really great opportunity to get you going. Yes, please. I see there are questions. Please email me the questions there, because it's gonna disconnect right now.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Victoria. Sorry to cut everyone off. Email her.
Yes, thank you so much. Amazing day to everyone. Okay. I'll see you guys. Okay, I think I'm still connected here on